These are several years old. They were left behind when we moved into the house many years ago, but now they are rusty. I could not find needle nose pliers.
I spent so much time making these look nice, and then I didn't end up using them in the garden as much this year. But they needed a refresher. They were really bent, they needed new paint, so now they look really good. They look like new. I hope you appreciate my outfits in all of these clips. I always try to dress for the occasion, and you know, gardening really calls for the best that you've got. So I'm always making sure to wear socks with sandals, pants that don't fit, and hats that look dorky to really complete the ensemble. Look how great they look.
Yay! It's the first day we're planting something. We're gonna plant peas.
You can see that this bed, the soil looks a little bit different. That's the soil amendment that we've mixed in on top. Soil amendment helps aerate the soil. It's a little bit lighter, has nutrients, allows water to get to the roots easier, and our soil turns very clay-like. So this really helps keep it airy and light and adds to the health of the soil for the plants.
Alright, looking pretty good. The peas are in.
And it snows the very next day, and a sneak peek almost 50 days later.
Can we stop with the snow?
Jake is adding new stain to a lot of the wood in the garden. Been a few years, needed a refresher. It's looking really nice. Oh, this is just so funny. We get a lot of raccoons and skunks in our yard, but this was the funniest little... Oh, there he goes. He just trips. Oh, a little embarrassing. I saw online how to make dandelion jelly. My neighbor graciously let me pick all of the dandelions in her backyard. And here's just a quick shot of some of the other stuff that happens in the yard. I'm letting the onions sit outside, getting used to the cooler weather and getting used to the sun. This is called hardening off. Oh, yeah, this dirt is way harder than I thought. So these chives I started by seed indoors many years ago, and they've clumped up and created really happy, healthy chive plants, but it's time to kind of redo this bed. I want to set the chives back a little bit, break up some of the bigger chunks, and de-weed it. There's a lot of grass that's grown in here. It kind of needs a refresher. After a while, I set myself up with some shade.
Now I'm taking these clumps of chives and taking out individually the grass. Chives have pretty hardy roots, though I'm being pretty dang mean, so I don't know how hardy they'll be, but there's a clump of grass. I'll remove oh, it took a chive with it. So that's grass. That's a chive. He's got some roots. Throw them in the water. Don't know what that root's going to. So there's my clump of chives. Okie dokie. I've got all the chives sitting in some water to keep them happy. I've dug up all of the chives in just one of these 3 chive sections. So now I'll smooth out this dirt, rough it up a little bit, add some more dirt from over there, and replant the chives. Before they were planted right up next to this wood, when they're little baby plants, that seems fine, but they get pretty big and fluffy and they get right to the edge and start leaning over the trail. And I don't need any of that, so we're gonna back them in like 6 inches and make a nice little section of chives here in front of my grapes. I'll pull up all the little weeds that are in here. And then I'm going to put a ring of rock around the grapes. I don't want anything getting too close to the grapes.
I ended up doing the rocks on another day.
Whew. And I broke that. So Jake's gonna have to fix that. Sorry, Jake. Now to plant the chives back in. Alright, all the clumps are going in. It's funny how some of them have flowers and other ones don't.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Alright, still have to clean up our mess, but this is looking good. Got them all planted. Adorable. And we'll see if we get to those other ones, the other sections. Jake already fixed the sprinkler head.
Here are some of those fence pieces that I got finished.
Alright. Look at those look. Oh, so cute.
Oh my gosh!
Say goodbye, chives.
There's a hole there. It's a little bit hard to see in this video because of the shadow of the pole, but our little gopher pulled a chive right into the ground and there's a whole clump missing. And heads up, throughout the next few months, he pulls down a couple clumps. There's not very many clumps left on that side of the bed anymore. I'm going to have to plant a bunch more chives. There's a whole... stole a whole chive from me.
So everything is getting pretty overgrown right now. The tomatoes really want to be planted in the ground, but I can't do that yet.
So this is the end of part 3. In part 4, I think we get around to actually getting the tomatoes in the ground.
Onions, we've been starting to take them outside. They're going crazy. They need to be planted soon.
Anyway, thanks for watching part 3.
Adorable. You're cute too.